Hey, what's up, friends? It's James. Welcome back for another yoga class. So, today we're going to do 30 minutes of power. And what I love about this class is that we're going to take it slow, we're going to get deep, and then we focus on our strength, on our flexibility, balance, and of course, on our mindfulness. So, come up to standing. Come up to the top of your yoga mat, and then you can have your feet on parallel at hip bone distance, or bring your big toes together with a little space back between your heels. On an inhale, just lengthen your spine up, lift your shoulder heads high. And as you exhale, just roll your shoulder heads down away from the ears and the back, relaxing the arms. Have some softness in your knees and feel that length all the way through the back of your neck. Awesome. Bring the air all the way down to empty. Breathe into your low belly for 1, 2, 3, and hold. Breathe into your mid-abdomen. 1, 2, 3, hold. Breathe all the way to the chest, all the way to the shoulders. Once you've got the full breath, relax. And then just control a slow exhale all the way down to empty. And as you hit the end of your breath, we'll move into Ujjayi Pranayama. So the Ujjayi breath, the breath of victory, you take these slow inhales through the nose, sipping the air in from the bottom to the top. And then these slow exhales out the nose like you're fogging up a mirror, releasing down to empty. And as you engage the muscles in the back of your throat with this breath, you're going to hear the sound of ocean waves in your head. And I want you to ride out these gentle, controlled waves of breath through the practice. Take what works from me, and then leave the rest behind. Eyes open up front. Inhale to lengthen and lift your arms, reach up tall in space. And on your exhale, just bring your right hand to your hip, shift your hips to the left, and reach and stretch your left arm to the top corner of the right wall. Feel that that left arm is plugged into the shoulder socket as you're reaching, so it's more of a stretch through your side body. You could be turning your gaze down, or you could turn it up. I also like to twist a little forward or backwards through the hips and through the shoulders while I'm doing this stretch. And then take an inhale just to reach back up tall, breathe in. And on your exhale, we'll switch that out. So now bring your left hand into your left hip or thigh, shift your hips over to the right, and reach your right arm to the top corner of the left wall. Again, keep the arm plugged into your shoulders so you're stretching out that side body. And then feel free to twist the gaze down or up. Feel free to twist the hips forwards or backwards, one hip forwards or backwards, or same thing with your shoulders. And what I love when you start to take those little explorations inside of these poses, just little adjustments, you're going to unlock some areas of your body that, right there, that needs that stretch. So I want you to think about this entire practice is an exploration of what's happening right here and now with your body. Nice. Get down to the end of your breath. And then with your inhale, you're going to lift the arms up tall in space. Breathe in. And as you exhale, we'll take that swan dive. So hinge out from your hips, flat back halfway with that bend in the knees, and then round and fold through the spine. Release the head. Inhale, come to a half lift, a spinal extension. So press your hands to your shins, bend the knees a bit. Lengthen the spine parallel to the ground. Gaze is down. Tone your shoulder blades in. And then on the exhale, you can start to refold. Awesome, friends. I'm in need of some ragdoll today. I always love ragdoll. It's one of my favorites. So opposite hand goes to the outside of opposite elbow or bicep. Feet are at hip bone distance, so maybe a little wider. And then you release the weight of the head and arms and just let the torso gently sway side to side or lightly rock back and forth. And friends, if you are not getting very far in the bend, just bend your knees a little bit deeper and allow those elbows to drop past your knees. Get where the elbows are more at the top of your shins or at the mid-shin height. And keep crafting that connection to your breath.
Nice, friends. Release the hands. We'll step back to the top of a plank position. Breathe in, and on your exhale, just hinge forward and come halfway down. Press to the tops of both of your feet, and then inhale to our back bend upward facing dog. The hips are off the ground. You're just on the tops of the feet, pressing to your hands, opening through your chest so shoulder heads are released down away from the ears and the back, and strong through that core, strong around your spine. From here, we can tuck the toes and make our way into downward facing dog, finding that A-frame shape, lifting the hips up. Spread into the circles of both of your palms. Your hands are slightly wider than your shoulders, or right at about shoulders width. Spread into your fingers and grip down through your fingers. Relax the weight of your head and lift the hips back up tall in space, so make a nice diagonal line. Let the biceps tone into center line like you're holding tennis balls between the ears and the biceps. And rather than locking your elbows, micro bend the elbows so the muscles are engaged around the joints. Slowly drop the weight to your right heel as you bend through your left knee. And then take that a couple times through each side. One heel reaching down as opposite knee bends. Bend both of your knees just a little bit. Reach those hips up nice and tall. And then draw the length down through the back of your legs. Now pull your heels towards the ground. And watch that as you're drawing length through the back of your legs, you're not sacrificing the length in your spine. Keep that length in your spine first and foremost, and then draw the length of your legs down from that. On an inhale, reach your right leg to the top corner of the back wall, three-legged down dog. Let the front of your right hip bone point down and back. Press your heel back and up. And then on an exhale, you're going to bring your right knee to your left elbow or tricep, bringing your shoulders right above your hands. Inhale takes it back up, three-legged down dog. And on your exhale, now bring your right knee to your right elbow, shoulders above your hands. Inhale, extend back up, breathe in. And on that exhale, you're going to step up into a low lunge position. Right foot all the way up between your hands. Awesome. Inhale, high crescent lunge. So the back heel is off of the ground. You're on the ball of the left foot. Let those thighs tone into center line to stabilize. And then find the support for that right knee joint by engaging the muscles of the right leg. Let your right glute hug back and up away from your right knee. Find the core nice and strong for the low back. And as you lift the arms up, pinkies forward, thumbs back, so your shoulder blades can tone in towards one another and shoulder heads are down away from the ears and the back. Beautiful breathing, friends. Circle the hands to your heart center, breathe in. And as you exhale, we'll do a twist over to the right. So hinge forward and then bring your left elbow to the top and outside of your right thigh. And as you're pressing that left elbow into the top and outside of your right thigh, you're bringing the knuckles of your thumbs towards your sternum. And you're lifting your sternum up to the level that the knuckles of the thumbs are on. And this is going to help to open through your chest. Stack your right shoulder over your left shoulder while you're here. Use the breath inside of the twist. You're doing great. Awesome, friends. And then on an inhale, we're going to reach that back up into a high crescent lunge position. And as you exhale, we're going to move into a flying chair. So just let the left foot meet the right. And then lift your heels up off the ground and reach your arms back in space. Beautiful. So you're balancing on the balls of your feet. Elbows are slightly bent and reaching back. Shoulder blades are toning in. And your chest is shining forward towards the front of the room. Get strong through those legs while you're here. Stay with that breathing. Let the right heel press to the ground. Inhale your arms and your left knee up to one-legged mountain. So left knee is bent at 90, the thigh bone's plugging in towards the hips. You're pressing into that right foot, focusing the gaze on an object in front of you that's not moving and lengthening your spine.
And then figure four, so take that left ankle over the top of your right knee or thigh, and then start to sit back like you're going into a chair. You can bring hands to your heart center, and we'll find dorsal flexion in the left foot where your toes are flexing back towards your shin, and your heel is pointing towards the right wall. From there, the left knee gently flexes down, opening through the left hip. And if you fall out of it, no worries. This is just a game that we are playing with our bodies. The focus of the gaze on one object that's not moving is fantastic. Continuing to work with your breath is great. And just trying again and again, right? It's just a practice. When you're ready, inhale to reach back up, one-legged mountain. And then on the exhale, just bring the left foot to the ground. And just give your legs a little bit of a shake out, your arms a little bit of a shake out. Awesome. So we'll take this on the other side. So from the top of your mat, inhale to reach up, breathe in. And as you exhale, hinge out from your hips, take that flat back halfway, bend in the knees, and then let the spine round and fold. Inhale, half lift, lengthen the spine, strengthen around it. And then plant your hands, move into the top of your plank. You could go right to down dog or exhale halfway down. Go to the tops of your feet. Inhale, upward facing dog. Tuck your toes, come back into our down dog. Nice, spread into the hands. Engage those biceps, unlock the elbows. Lift back up tall through your hips. Let the heels pull down. We'll inhale the left leg backing up in space, three-legged down dog. Pressing your heel to the top corner of the back wall. Front of your left hip bone pointing down and back in space. And you're strong in that right leg. You're pressing off that right leg to press your left leg back and up in space. On an exhale, now bring that left knee to right elbow or tricep, shoulders above the hands. Inhale, reach back up, three-legged down dog. And as you exhale, bring your left knee to your left elbow or tricep, shoulders above the hands. Inhale, reach back up. And then with that exhale, low lunge, left foot up between your hands. Once you've got it in place, take it to your high crescent lunge. Lift the arms up nice and tall, friends. Again, back heel off the ground. You're on the ball of the right foot. Let those thighs tone in to stabilize. Strengthen around the left knee, engaging the muscles of the left leg. Let that left glute engage. It pulls back up away from your knee. And then find the core for your low back. Pinkies forward, thumbs back, shoulder heads relaxed, and then those shoulder blades toned in for the upper spine. You got it. So circle your hands into your heart. Breathe in. And as you exhale, we'll take that twist to the left. So hinge slightly forward, and then right elbow twist to land onto the top outside of the left thigh. Hands at heart center. Think again about twisting to the point where you're opening the chest so that the sternum is on the same level as the knuckles of your thumbs. Gaze is to the left side of the room or maybe even slightly up in space. All of this helping to open the chest and stack the left shoulder over that bottom right shoulder. Almost there, friends. You got it. So let's get down to the end of the breath. And then with the inhale, you'll lift back up into a high crescent lunge. And we're taking that flying chair on an exhale so you can step the right foot up to meet the left. And then you're lifting the heels up off of the ground. Elbows are pointing back in space. Hands are extending back. And then you're shining the heart forward in space. And you're looking forward in space, but you don't need to crane your chin up. There's a little bit of length through the back of your neck. And I love when we get onto the balls of the feet, you can feel all those little muscles working for the balance. So stabilizer muscles. Using that breath to stay focused. Right on. So left heel drops, Inhale, arms and right knee up, find one-legged mountain. So you want to feel like if you had both feet to the ground, the way that you could press to the ground and reach through the fingers, same thing happening here, full length. And then we will take the right ankle, cross over the top of your left knee or thigh, bring the hands to your heart center, and we're in this figure 4, our one-legged chair, sit bones dropping back. Super strong in that left leg. Find the dorsal flexion in your right foot, so your toes are back towards your shin, heel is pointing to the left. From there, your knee can gently flex down. And just stay playful with that balance. It's the fun part about balance. It's not static. It's always got a little bit of that ebb and flow that we get to play with. Nice. Take that to the end of your breath. Inhale to reach your arms and your right knee up tall in space. Breathe in. And on your exhale, you're just going to plant the foot to the ground. Give a little bit of shake out through your hands, a little bit of shake out through your feet. Good work. Cool. Come to the top of your diving board. On your inhale, reach and extend your arms up tall in space. Breathe in. And as you exhale, hinge out from your hips and again, control that swan dive down into your forward fold. Take your inhale halfway up, lengthen and strengthen. Plant your hands, make it to your plank. Beautiful. And then we're going to drop the knees to the ground and set up dolphin. So we'll make the shape number 11 with the bellies of our forearms to the ground and the shape number 11 with the forearms. So bring the bellies of the forearms to the ground. Make that shape number 11. We want everything at shoulders distance. Spread into your palms. And then you'll tuck your toes, lift your hips so it's kind of like down dog. Walk your toes slightly in towards you, but then lift your hips back up tall so your sternum is pulling back up towards your thighs. Your head is off the ground, not because you're lifting it, but because you're pressing into your forearms and then reaching the chest back and up, reaching the hips back and up. Press into your left foot, inhale your right leg back up nice and tall. And let that right heel pull you back in space as you're pressing down to your forearms. Good work with that breath. Release right foot down, root into it. Use an inhale to take that left leg back and up, three-legged dolphin. Front of your left hip bone pointing down and back. Stay committed. One more inhale, lifts. And on the exhale, touch down, walk back, bring the knees to the ground, press to your hands, and then we're going to work into some cat and cow. So from that tabletop, on your inhale, you can drop the belly, lift the chest, lift the tailbone, cow, and on the exhale, round your back into cat. Mid-back goes high, head and tailbone release. Take this over at your own pace, friends. And feel free if you want to hold something a little bit longer than just an inhale or an exhale to do so. You can rock a little bit side to side or a little bit back and forth. That can feel fantastic. And then we'll take it back to child's pose eventually. So the knees come out wide towards the edges of your mats. Tops of the feet are to the ground, draw your big toes together. And then let the weight of the sit bones lower back towards your heels. Bring your forehead all the way down to the ground with the arms stretched out in front of you. And feel your breath around this shape. And what's incredible with that breath is the way that it allows you to massage out your body. So you're in a shape that's already really good for your body inside of that child's pose. And then you take that full inhale and it draws all this air in, and I kind of have that little image of like a balloon blowing up. And then when your exhale comes and you release back out, you get to release into it and move back into it. So using that breath to find that ebb and flow within the pose. Awesome. Here just for a couple more rounds of it. Once you're to the end of your breath, inhale up into your tabletop. And then we're going to find Teeter-Totter at tabletop. So you'll start to extend your left leg backwards in space and reach your right arm forwards. Gaze to the ground, crown of the head is reaching forwards. Excellent. Breathe in, and then let the exhale out and round your back, letting elbow and knee draw inwards. So inhale extends you back open. Exhale, you're going to round the back, elbow, knee, come in. One more. Inhale, draw open. Exhale, elbow, knee, come in. So as you extend open, you're welcome just to hold that teeter-totter. Or for a bind, you'll bend your back left knee, bring the heel to the sit bone, and then reach your right hand back for the top of the foot. If you have that foot, you're starting to kick the foot back in space as you pull against it with your arm. Chest will slightly come up in space. Your back knee will lift up on level with your hips. It's a balance, so if you fall out of it, no worries, friends. And that length through the back of your neck. So the chest and the gaze remind me when we were in that flying chair. On an exhale, you can release, come down into your tabletop position. Take your knees out a little bit wide towards the edges of your mat. Root into your right hand. Inhale your left arm up in space. Give a little roll out through your wrist. And then for thread the needle, dive your left arm underneath your right, reaching the fingers over to the right. Let the weight of your shoulder at the side of the head rest to the ground. Hips remain up above the knees, so the weight of the torso just presses down to the ground. And then your right hand or forearm can either rest at your side or it can press to your side so it presses you back in towards your left shoulder. Nice breathing, friends. Stay with it. Right on. Last round of breath. Once you're down to the end of it, press into your right hand. Inhale your left arm from underneath. Extend up tall, twist open. And as you exhale, come back down into that tabletop. We'll switch out that teeter-totter. So now you're going to reach your right leg backwards and your left arm forwards. Gaze is down. Once you're set up, breathe in. And on your exhale, round back, elbow and knee draw towards one another. Inhale, open back up in space. And on your exhale, round back and hug elbow, knee in. One more. Inhale, open up. Exhale, elbow, knee in. So as you extend open, you're welcome to stay. Or for that bind, bend your back right knee, heel towards your sit bone. Reach your left hand back for the top of the foot by way of the inside of your foot, and then engage your bind. So the leg kicks back, lifting the knee up, arm pulls against the leg, getting pulled back taut. Use your breath, focus your gaze. Back knee is lifting up on level with your hips. Nice length through the back of your neck, shining that heart forward. One more inhale here, friends. When the exhale comes, you're going to open up and re-extend. Come down into your tabletop. Knees out a little bit wider than your hips. Press into your left hand. On an inhale, reach your right arm up tall in space. Give a little roll out through that wrist. And then when you're ready, thread the needle. Dive the right arm underneath the left. Get that length out through your arm and just settle the side of your head and your shoulder down to the ground. Again, you can rest or press the left hand or forearm at the side. And just feel the weight coming all the way down from your hips, pressing into this arm. Easy breathing. As you get down towards the end of this, and you're feeling complete, you'll press into your left hand. Inhale your right arm from underneath, reach and twist open, breathe up. And as you exhale, come back down to your tabletop. Drop one of your hips to the ground, swing your legs forward in space, and just meet me on your back. Relaxing the weight of the body down, knees in towards your chest. Plant your left foot to the ground, cross your right ankle over the top of your left knee or thigh, and then you can leave the left foot to the floor or interlace your hands around the hamstring or shin of that left leg. And just like you did from figure 4 earlier, now you've got reclined pigeon, so find the flexion in your right foot, let your right knee gently flex forward. Maybe rock a little side to side. And if you're confused at all, the right hand goes into the gap we created between the legs, left arm wraps to the outside. Really nice stretch for your hip. And if you're taking that side to side movement, really nice for your low back. Release. Stack your knees over to the left, rolling onto the outside edge of your left hip. Reach and extend your right arm to the right and take your gaze out over your fingertips. Your left hand can gently pull down on the top and outside of that right knee or thigh. Let your right shoulder relax towards the ground. And in the spinal twist on your back, the inhale is going to create the space that then you release into with your exhale. Get down to the end of that breath. And then roll onto your back. We'll leave the right foot to the ground this time and send the left ankle over the top of the right knee or thigh for reclined pigeon, leaving the right foot rooted or interlacing the hands around the right hamstring or shin. Pulling the right knee to the chest, find that dorsal flexion in your left foot and let your left knee gently flex forward. Relaxing the weight of the head, maybe add a little of that side-to-side movement. And one of the things I like about exploring the side-to-side movement is you can, again, slightly change the angle up and maybe find something that feels really good. Nice. We'll take that last deep round of breath. And then stack your knees now over to the right, rolling onto the outside edge of the right hip. Extend your left arm to the left, turn your gaze across those left fingertips. Your right hand can gently pull down on the top and outside of that left knee. Last couple rounds of breath we'll take for our session today. Get all the way down to the end of that breath, friends. And then rolling to your right side, just press to the ground, and then you're going to lift yourself up. Find a cross-legged position. You can root into the front edge of the sit bones, pulling the flesh away or walking them back. And then draw your hands into your heart center. Let the weight of the head just relax a little. Friends, thanks so much for joining me. The light in me greets the light in you. Namaste. Right on. Have a beautiful rest of your day. I hope you had an awesome session. For me, if you would like to hit like, hit subscribe, that helps out a ton, helps me to share this video with more people. If you'd like to leave a donation, I've got my Venmo ID in the description. And if not, no worries. It's my gift to you. But yeah, thank you so much, guys. And I will catch you next time. So much love. Oggi